Today, I'll be diving into the price of power, how the shift to modern governments failed Africa. Think about this: was Africa's dream of independence set up to fail from the beginning? Before Europeans colonized Africa, the continent was governed in many different ways. Some areas had large kingdoms, like the Mali Empire and Ethiopia, ruled by kings. Other regions were led by chiefs and councils, where local leaders made decisions for their communities. This way of governing was close to the people and helped solve local issues quickly. But everything changed in the late 1800s, when European countries wanted control over Africa's resources and land. In 1884, European countries held the Berlin Conference, where they split up Africa among themselves without consulting a single African leader. Countries like Britain, France, Belgium, and Germany took control of African land and resources. They created borders that ignored Africa's cultures and ethnic groups, dividing tribes and even families. To keep control, the Europeans removed traditional African leaders, like chiefs and councils, and replaced them with European governors. These colonial governments forced African communities to follow new, foreign rules and punished those who resisted. Local African systems that had worked well for generations were dismissed. By the time African countries finally gained independence in the mid-1900s, the traditional systems were weakened or completely gone. When independence came, leaders like Ghana's Kwame Nkrumah and Kenya's Jomo Kenyatta were hopeful. They wanted to build strong, united nations, so they used the same type of government systems left behind by the colonizers, centralized governments with one main leader. They believed this would bring progress, but it actually clashed with African traditions. Centralized power made it hard to govern people from many different backgrounds and cultures under one system, leading to more division. In Ghana, Nkrumah tried big projects to help the economy, like the Akosombo Dam, which would bring electricity to the country. But these projects cost a lot and put Ghana into heavy debt. Balancing development with limited resources became a struggle. Ordinary people felt the weight of these economic problems, even as they held on to the hope of a better future. Take Congo as another example. It gained independence in 1960, but without much preparation. Belgium left without building systems for self-governance. Soon, Congo fell into chaos, with different groups fighting for control. Out of this chaos, Mobutu Sese Seko took power. He promised stability but instead created a dictatorship, using the country's wealth to enrich himself while many people struggled in poverty. Ethiopia tells a similar story. After the reign of Emperor Haile Selassie ended, Mengistu Haile Mariam took over and tried to turn Ethiopia into a Marxist state. His policies, including forced farm collectives, led to disaster. Combined with drought, these policies resulted in severe famine, and thousands lost their lives. Ethiopia's traditional ways were replaced with a strict, foreign system that just didn't work. In countries like Nigeria and Sudan, central government systems brought new problems. Power was in the hands of a few, often leading to corruption and economic crisis. Coups and civil wars became frequent, as different leaders fought to keep control. This left ordinary people paying the price. Outside pressure added to Africa's challenges. During the Cold War, global superpowers, like the United States and the Soviet Union, poured money into African nations, often supporting leaders who worked for them, not the people. Later, institutions like the IMF and World Bank loaned money to African countries. However, strict rules on these loans often left countries with little money for their own development. Instead of investing in health, education, or infrastructure, countries struggled to pay off debts. So, was the dream of independence doomed from the start? Maybe not. But by using foreign systems that didn't match African needs, even the best plans led to hardship. If you found this journey through Africa's modern history interesting, subscribe to African History Made Easy. We make African history simple and engaging, bringing you the stories that shaped and are still shaping the African continent. And don't forget to check out our next video, Can Africa Overcome its Governance Crisis? The shocking truth revealed. It promises to uncover even more about the challenges and triumphs of African governance. Thanks for watching.